What's up, bros? Welcome the fuck back to Gafly's channel, and welcome back to what will probably be the last review I'm going to be making for some considerable time. I'm completely congested tonight, but let's ignore that and carry on with this review. Tonight's review is going to be of the newly acquired Doxa Sub 200, and yes, Doxa is complete. I have finally acquired all four versions of their cheapas. So we have the 200, the 600, the 300T. We don't need a 300 if we have the T, and the 1500. I'm not interested in chronographs. So we've pretty much accomplished Doxa, and this one is the cheapest of the bunch. And I really like it a lot. I hope you will too. And let me get into an in-depth review which will cover all aspects of the twerp for the beach, because most reviewers are dickheads and talk a lot of pastura about this spierdalai kurva. So this is the Doxa Sub 200T, and let me start by saying, and let's put it on the wrist before we do anything else, let me start by saying what this watch costs, and the price of this watch currently today in the twerp market is £1,090 on this beads of rice bracelet, or you could have it on a rubber strap, which is excellent, for £1,050. If you want to buy the bracelet because you've bought it on the rubber strap, that will cost you £290 for this fucking bracelet. And if you want to acquire the rubber FKM strap, having bought it on this beads of holly, it will cost you £250. What the fuck is going on with that? I don't know. I paid 536 British pounds for this mint example, less than 2 years old, less than half price. So let it be a lesson to anyone who is interested in purchasing a twerp. Look around for a while and you will probably find one for a very reasonable price. £536, less than half price. That's what's up, bros. So we have a lovely, beautiful twerp here to show you, and it is for the beach, and it is in the face as well, bros. Regretfully, this will be the last clock I buy, at least for a year, and Mr. June has no plans to buy anything new either, so I won't be back for some time. But this is a 42mm wrist clock, and it has they say it's 13.8, but it's actually 14mm in height. But don't be scared, because don't be confused, guys. Don't be scared, because most of that is taken up by this insanely domed crystal. And of course, 46mm of lug to lug is featured here. Unfortunately, we do have a 19mm lug width, which is rather unfortunate, but there are some reasons for that. Screw down caseback is featured, screw down crown, and inside this idiot there is a Salita SW200 with a 40-hour power reserve, beating at 4 hertz, and all the usual things are featured, and none of you need to know about any of them because you're all torpedoes and clock wankers. So shut the fuck up and remember it's for the beach. The Sub 200, which was released in 2019, is Doxa's entry-level timepiece. Cheaper than all of these, at £1,090. It's a golden era pastiche, a facsimile of the largely unknown Doxa reference 11804. Sharkhunter, which was a 43mm, 300-meter dive watch, which served as Doxa's first foray into the dive watch world. I think it came out in 1963, 4 years before the famous Sub 300 was developed by Doxa with Jacques Cousteau of scuba tank invention fame and the early years of scuba diving. The brand was known for the 300, but the 200 was its predecessor. Of course, cases were machined by the Huguenin Frère company, which made the cases for the original Scaphograph 300 by Eberhard and the original Seamaster, the latter of which is still in production today. Today's model has lost 1 millimeter of width and 100 meters of water resistance, strangely, but it retains the beauty of the original. It retains everything for the beach. Gone is the domed plexiglass of its forerunner. Here we have this fantastic box-domed sapphire crystal. A sapphire bezel inlay is featured here on this tactile and clicky bezel. Following on, we will continue with the description of the twerp. So, if you gave me a choice, I would prefer it as a no date, as I would with all my watches. But it's not allowed for the beach. It is not allowed. Stay retarded, but we can't have no dates anymore. The 19mm bracelet, which is quite unfortunate, that actually flares up here to 20mm and refuses to taper, doesn't make much sense either, and nor does this stamped fold over clasp and shitty diver's extension, which is just awful. I'm not here to praise this watch just because I love it. I'm not here to sing its praises. I will slag it off as well. But the bracelet is extremely well made and comfortable. It features screw links and is just excellently done. Concerning the lume, I understand that Doxa has significantly improved it this year, but I can't confirm that to be true. The lume on this is awfully bad. The bezel is lumed, but it might as well not be, because it wears off in about 30 seconds, and the dial, and it's a faux lume, it's sort of beige, but I don't really see it that way. Look at those beautiful baton hands. Absolutely proper. I particularly enjoy the sparsity of this matte black dial. It is just fantastic, with only 2 lines of text, Doxa and Sub 200. This is a robust and functional tool watch, and perhaps a bit blingy. I do love this vintage font as well. Look at that. I love that font. It's beautiful. Perhaps it's a bit blingy. I would like to see this on a flat link bracelet. That would look rather lovely. But of course, case design is paramount. And this case has been designed in a wonderful way. Let's have a fucking drink. thank you, bros, for being so patient. Back again to the fold-over clasp. I mean, it's very functional, and look how mint this is. Literally, bros, 536 PLN. It is a fucking... The only wear to this twerp is on the case back, which has... You can't really pick it up. There's a lot of scuffing on the case back, and I presume that's because the previous twerp kept putting it down like this. Don't put your watch down like this, you idiots, because it will fuck up your case back. And I must say, he must have had a wrist of about minus 400 inches, because I had to add all the links to make it fit. Anyway, where was I? These beautifully brushed flanks, look at them, swooping around to these lyre lugs, twisted lugs, a la the Seamaster 300 and the Scaphograph. Apparently they're all made in the same factory, so that's why we have them here. This high polished bevel, look at it, absolutely beautiful. It really is. I love this case. Look at that bevel and undercut, and the brushed ring that lies beneath the bezel just looks superb. It's a very well put together watch. I'm hearing that rhodium is featured on these applied indices, and I will follow this up with a daylight review, because in the daytime it really is enchanting the way it flashes with the light. It does stands to reason. Lackluster beige lume, of course, is rather homo, and I will charge him up now and attempt to show you how bad it is. Let's have a show and tell of this awful lume, but I do have to remind you that apparently they have improved it for the beige. So let's see what this lume looks like, guys. Shut the fuck up. Yes. I mean, it looks okay now, but I'm not going to show it to you in 5 minutes. Actually, it looks alright. Let's turn this bezel. Look at that for the beach. So fucked up, bros. Get rid of all other watch reviewers, because Geffler is here for the beach. So that's kind of what we have. I'm going to miss you all, bros, but let's have a quick twerp show and tell, and let's have a look at the completion of the Doxa quadrant. There we go. So these are the only 4 dials that I would like to buy. I'm afraid the Diving Star and Aquamarine are just not for me. You know, Sharkhunter, Caribbean, Professional and Sea Rambler. All for the beach. Sea Emerald, the new green one, no thank you. And White Pearl, get rid of it. So that's what we have. I do really love this Sub 200, but let's have a little look at all my other dickheads, because you are probably all desperate to see them again for the 350 millionth time. Of course, the Jenny family logo, which can be found on the back of and on the bracelet of a lot of these twerps. The reason for that is because these twerps are, the Doxa company has been owned by the Jenny family. The Jenny family make their own dive watches, and they were the first to achieve a 1,000 meter water resistant dive watch. It's a shame they don't still make them, but they don't. But they do own the Doxa company. And of course, my beloved 600T here, which I really do love. Look at it. What a fucking retard he is. this Caribbean dial and no deco. Unfortunately, he has the same clasp as the 200. But look at that 1980s on the daily, bro. Look at him. Anyway, I'm getting off the point here. I'll finish off with a quick shot of the 200. Isn't he lovely? And if you want one, you can slap one for £600 or less. Swiss-made diver, get rid of it. And that's about it, guys. Geffen is blazed on Ashai. I'm afraid there won't be any more reviews for a very long time. And I'll miss you all. Just remember to stay freaky and remain retarded. Keep your feathers fully spazzed, you spierdalai curvas, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you, bros. Appreciate you, bros. God bless you all.